And finally, with the Chief Minister, a press release of yours about sick leave, as the Australians call sickies, because, I mean, in their culture, and obviously was here to some degree, it was a pretty, well, regular thing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a bit of a surprise to me, I have to say, some 12 months or so ago, to learn that sickness levels in the Alban government were costing somewhere in the region of £14 million a year in lost productivity. Clearly, in the present economic climate, that's totally unsustainable and unjustifiable. Over the last 12 months, we've taken a number of quite positive steps, improving the quality of management, including and improving the quality of support for our staff. And I'm pleased to say over the last 12 months, we've reduced those days lost to illness by nearly 10%. And that, in turn, will lead to a saving of somewhere in the region of 1.3 million. So it's been a very, very successful year, I think.
I mean, 29% started on a Monday. I mean, these sort of things do have that whiff of this is organised sick leave.
Well, that obviously has been a point which has been raised. You know, it's remarkable that the number of ailments that seem to appear on a Monday. But I think we need to look beyond that. I think government has to improve the quality of its management, of its man management.
Well, this is it. So the management were at fault, you're saying?
Well, I think there were faults all round, and we accept that. And what we're trying to do now is to rectify the situation, improve the quality of management, improve the quality of support, the medical support and other support for our staff, and reduce this figure as far as we possibly can.
I mean, stress, anxiety, depression, these are the main reasons. Are you flogging your people too hard then, in that case, if they're getting depressed?
I think if you're talking about stress, anxiety and depression, we should be starting with politicians and particularly ministers first, because I think we suffer more than anyone. But, you know, the work environment these days can be a stressful place. And of course, a lot of these ailments are brought on not necessarily from work, but people have their private problems. There may be marital problems, financial problems, other health concerns. You know, I don't think it's right at all in this exercise to start pointing fingers at anyone. What we've got to do is try and put a structure in place which will give the right level of support with early intervention, and hope we can together, jointly with the workforce, reduce these figures.
But long-term sickness is a major problem. I mean, people get a job in government, they've got the pensions, they've got all the facilities, and then they're on long-term.
Yes, but don't forget that this is no different to what happens in the private sector as well. I mean, there's long-term illness. People can't do anything necessary about that in short order. It happens in the private sector, it happens in big employers, it happens in government.
Well, I was going to ask you finally, I mean, have you got a target you aiming for? I mean, what is the average in the private sector? Is that where you're going for?
We want to get it down as low as we possibly can, but you've got to recognise, you know, we have somewhere in the region of 8,000 employees across government. Many of them are manual workers. They work in very difficult conditions from time to time. There's always going to be a level of illness and absenteeism. What we've got to do is work with them to try and minimise that. Well,
the anxiety, depression could be coming from the fact that they may feel their jobs are threatened.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that could well be a case, and we have to explain better what it is we're trying to achieve across government. You know, we'll only get through this period by way of partnership, working together with the workforce, explaining to them why we've got to make these changes, and to do our best to rebalance the budget within a reasonable period of time.